13.8 billion years ago, our universe emerged from almost nothing to create what we can perceive today. What do we actually know about this theory, and how did everything come to where we are today? In 1927, an astronomer named Georges Lemaître had an idea that would change how we would look at our universe forever, and everything that encapsulates it. He said all that time ago, the universe stretched and expanded to create what we can see today, and it will continue to stretch and expand for a lengthy period of time. Further information to support this came through Edwin Hubble, known for creating the Hubble telescope, as he noticed that other galaxies were moving further away from us. Not only this, but the galaxies furthest away were moving at a greater speed than the ones closer to us. This led to George's original theory being correct, allowing us to understand a little bit more on how we were created. The origins of our universe started with only a few particles floating around, specks of dust smaller than our eyes can perceive. These small particles, due to their superheated properties, mixed with the light and energy surrounding them, caused particles to group together, creating what we know to be the first atom in our universe. An atom is the smallest particle of a chemical element that can exist. This term comes from the Greek word for indivisible, as it was once thought that atoms were the smallest things in the universe and could not be divided. As these atoms formed due to the superheated properties in the particles that formed our universe, they also started joining together, expanding further into bigger and bigger groups. These groups of atoms continued to expand and group together, creating what we know to be the stars in our night sky. Stars are amazing structures that dazzle in the night, known as a fixed luminous point in the night sky, which is a large, remote, incandescent body like the sun. They are mostly made up of hydrogen and helium, allowing the stars to produce light and heat from the churning nuclear forges inside their cores. The magnitude of their heat source can be seen, as the majority of the stars found in our night sky are actually light years away from the Earth. These original stars that formed in our universe further helped with the expansion of everything, creating even bigger atoms to create galaxies, which now flow throughout the observable universe and beyond. With more and more atoms, grouping and merging occurred, forcing these galaxies to crash into each other, with the result being even bigger galaxies being formed. Objects like stars don't last forever though. Just like a candle, it will eventually burn out. These structures we can see in our night sky have a huge lifespan though, varying between 10 million and 10 billion years, depending on the weight of the star itself. For example, a star like our Sun lives for around 10 billion years. This is due to it being a smaller star in the universe. There are actually many observable stars that are heavier, meaning the lifespan is greatly reduced. When a star inevitably dies due to exhausting the last bit of its nuclear fuel, it will collapse, causing the outer layers to explode, otherwise known as a supernova. After this nuclear explosion happens, what we usually see left over is a neutron star, the collapsed core of a star. If the mass of the star is big enough though, the cataclysmic explosion would be great enough to form a black hole. Once everything had expanded enough to encapsulate the space surrounding it, essentially claiming its own space in our universe, the atoms causing these events eventually cooled down, slowing down the process of this initial fusion. It's crazy to think that everything we are and everything we can see came to be just from a single point in the universe. That single point, stretching and growing outwards to the depths of our reality, really makes us think that this theory should be called Big Stretch Theory, as this initial forming came from our ever-stretching universe. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a like. Also, subscribe for more content like this video. Thanks for watching.